Grand Theft Stellaris. Written by McCavity 116. Prologue. Life or Death. The Beta Ursay starbase has 3 modules. No more, no less. The Nosu module does not exist. Deep space black sites are illegal. The Holy Favarian Empire abhors such barbaric practices and rebukes any spacefaring nation that uses them. Every loyal citizen of the Empire knows this to be the unvarnished truth. Bearing this in mind, our story begins in an interrogation room deep within the deep space black site, located in the Nosu module of the Beta Ursay starbase. A woman sat alone in the interrogation chamber, her hands chained together while a fully automated sentry gun hung from the ceiling, keeping its barrel trained firmly at the woman's head. This woman was a member of the humanoid species called the Alari. While she bore a distinct physical resemblance to humans, she was noticeably different in the Alari way. She had pointed ears, narrow eyes, and a tall yet lanky body. Cali's hair, pulled back in a tight bun, was dyed purple, but the black roots were starting to show through. Cuts and bruises, visible reminders of exactly how she had arrived in this room not too long ago, marred the parts of her body not covered up by a military uniform. A loud clang preceded the cell door opening before an alien entered the room. This creature was a Favarian, a necroid species. As if his ghastly, ghoulish appearance was not enough to disturb Cali, she also had to contend with the smell of death and decay that followed any member of the Favarian race. Cali screwed up her face in an effort to keep her expression as neutral as possible. The necroid officer sat down across from Cali and placed a tablet computer in front of himself. He looked at Cali and began to speak. "Cali D'Kara? From the planet Alaria?" Cali refused to speak. The Favarian gave Cali an unpleasant look, made all the worse by his corpse-like visage. "This will go faster if you cooperate," the interrogator said. "I agree," Cali replied. "That's why I refuse to cooperate." The interrogator furrowed his brow. "You seem to think you still have some power and control here. You do not," he said. "You are accused of high treason against the Holy Favarian Empire." The interrogator leaned in, causing Cali to get a whiff of his incomprehensibly foul breath. "The punishment for treason is death, Miss D'Kara," the interrogator said. "However, my superiors would frown upon the idea of executing a person as young as yourself without giving you a chance to save your own life. To summarily kill you now is not justice. Do you agree?" Cali did not reply. She continued to stare defiantly at her captor without engaging him. "Perhaps the seriousness of your situation is not made clear," the interrogator continued. "When I am through with you, my men are going to take you out behind the shed and shoot you. How old are you, Miss D'Kara? Your record says you are 20, and your species has a lifespan of 90 to 100 years. Tut, tut, you have not begun to live yet, and I hold the key you need to unlock your salvation." The interrogator slammed his fist on the table. "Our agents have identified no fewer than 5 accomplices, fellow traitors who helped you commit this heinous crime," he said. "My colleagues are close to them. We have their location. We have their names. Or at least, we think we have their names. Miss D'Kara, if you confirm their identities, match names to faces, your death sentence may be delayed, if not commuted. Those traitors are not worth laying down your life, girl. Tell me the names of your co-conspirators." Cali remained silent. She tried to lean back in her chair, but her handcuffs were secured to the table by an additional chain, further restricting her movement. Twice more, the interrogator pressed Cali for names. "My patience runs thin, child," he said. "I remind you that if I leave this room without the names of the traitors, you will lose your life within a matter of minutes. Do not throw your life away for criminals who have clearly abandoned you to die." Cali remained silent. The interrogator's face hardened. He tapped the screen of his tablet computer and changed tactics. "All right then," he said. "We'll do this instead. I'm going to tell you a story, Miss D'Kara. Agents and investigators who pursued you put it together. I'm going to explain in detail exactly what happened. You tell me if I get anything wrong, and confirm if I have everyone's names correct." Cali remained tight-lipped as the interrogator began to speak. "You are Cali D'Kara, born on the planet Alaria 20 years ago, and a pure-blood Alari. Your family is part of the established aristocracy on Alaria. You developed a knack for technology and engineering, and programmed your first droid when you were 13 years old. You obtained your pilot's license and took your first spaceflight at age 16, and got your first cybernetic enhancement around the same time. During the final year of your education, you chose to study on an alien world. You traveled to the Protectorate of Arcadia and Concord. You stayed there for half a year, living among members of the human diaspora. How noble. Then you returned to Alaria. But according to our records, you only stayed there for a few weeks. You purchased a commission in the Imperial military and became an ensign. Tell me, have I got everything correct so far?" Cali did not reply. Realizing he was in this for the long haul, the interrogator settled in and began to retell the story of incredible events that had occurred over the past few months.